Before you even brush your teeth tomorrow morning, your body will quietly make one decision. Should we burn stored fat today, or should we save it? The shocking part? That decision isn't made by your workout. It isn't made by your lunch. It isn't even made by how many calories you eat. Instead, it's influenced by a series of tiny morning habits that happen during the first hour after you wake up. Some of those signals tell your body, we're safe. We can use the fat we've been saving. Others whisper, hold on to every bit of energy. We might need it later. Today, we're shrinking down and stepping inside your body, because I'm going to show you the 7 morning habits that cast that vote, one by one. And stay with me until habit number 4, because it's marketed as one of the healthiest breakfasts you can eat. Yet for many people, it can keep them on a blood sugar roller coaster for the rest of the day. It's 6:30 in the morning. Your alarm hasn't gone off yet, but inside your body, the day has already begun. Your brain is the first to wake up. It starts sending messages in every direction. Your liver quietly begins preparing extra fuel, just in case you need it. Your muscles stretch awake, waiting to move. Your fat cells stay perfectly still, waiting for one simple instruction. Do we stay closed? Or do we release some of our stored energy today? Then another familiar face arrives, a hormone called cortisol. You've probably heard cortisol called the stress hormone. But that's only part of the story. Every healthy person needs cortisol. In fact, you wouldn't want to wake up without it. Its job every morning is to help you become alert, focused, and ready for the day. Think of cortisol as your body's morning alarm clock. Every sunrise, it rings. Normally, that's exactly what should happen. But then something interesting happens. Your body opens what looks like a meeting room. Around the table sit your brain, your liver, your muscles, your fat cells, and the hormones that help them communicate. One question appears on the wall. Is today a safe day to spend stored fat? One by one, your morning habits begin casting their votes. The first signal has nothing to do with food. In fact, most people send it within 30 seconds of waking up. Can you guess what it is? Your phone. Let's watch what happens inside your body. The moment your screen lights up, your eyes begin taking in new information. Messages, emails, breaking news, social media. Your brain immediately starts deciding what's important, what's urgent, what's stressful. Here's something fascinating. Your brain doesn't always distinguish between a dangerous situation and the stress of reading upsetting news the moment you wake up. To your nervous system, both can feel like a signal that demands attention. Remember cortisol, the hormone we met a moment ago? Its normal job was simply to wake you up. But now, your brain asks for a little more. Imagine that gentle morning alarm clock suddenly turning into an emergency siren. Your heart beats a little faster. Your breathing becomes slightly quicker. Your body prepares itself, just in case. Across the room, your fat cells quietly watch all of this. They don't know you're checking Instagram. They don't know you're reading emails. All they receive is one message. The world might not be completely safe right now. So inside the meeting, the first vote is placed on the board. Protect stored fat. One signal, one vote, 6 more still to come. The second signal happens in the kitchen. Millions of people believe it's helping them start the day. And to be clear, the drink itself isn't the problem. The timing might be, let's see why. While you were sleeping, your body quietly lost water, hour after hour. Every breath carried a tiny amount of moisture away. By morning, many of your cells are simply waiting to be rehydrated. Now imagine those thirsty cells watching what arrives first. Not water, coffee. Coffee contains caffeine. For many people, caffeine can improve alertness and concentration. There's nothing inherently wrong with enjoying coffee. But remember, cortisol, your morning alarm clock? It's already ringing naturally. Caffeine encourages your body to become even more alert. It's almost like someone walks over, grabs the volume knob, and turns that alarm up another notch. For some people, especially if they're already dehydrated or stressed, that combination can make the body feel more on edge than it needs to. Meanwhile, the fat cells are still watching. Again, they're not judging your coffee. They're simply reading the signals. Inside the meeting room, another vote appears. Protect stored fat. 2 signals, 2 votes. The third signal doesn't involve food. It doesn't involve exercise. In fact, it's something your eyes have been waiting for all night. Can you guess what it is? Morning sunlight. Let's shrink back inside your body. Deep inside your brain is a tiny control center that keeps track of time. Scientists call it your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock. This clock helps decide when you feel awake, when you feel sleepy, when certain hormones should rise, and even how well your body handles the food you eat later. Think of it as the conductor of an orchestra. Every organ is waiting for the conductor to lift the baton. Now imagine you wake up, stay inside. Walk through dim rooms, drive to work, and spend the first hour under artificial lights. The conductor never clearly starts today's performance. Some hormones arrive late, others arrive early. Your body's rhythm becomes slightly out of sync. Hours later, breakfast arrives, your blood sugar rises. Your body still manages it, but not quite as smoothly. Inside the meeting room, another vote appears: protect stored fat. The good news? This is one of the easiest signals to change. Just 10 to 30 minutes of natural morning light, even on a cloudy day, helps tell your internal clock the day has officially begun. Sometimes the simplest signals make the biggest difference. 3 votes have now been cast. The next one might surprise you the most, because millions of people believe it's the healthiest way to start the day. Picture your breakfast tomorrow morning: a bowl of granola, fresh fruit, toast, a glass of orange juice. It looks healthy, and for many people, those foods can absolutely fit into a healthy diet. But here's what your body sees. Let's shrink back inside. The moment breakfast reaches your stomach, it begins breaking down into tiny pieces. Soon, sugar begins entering your bloodstream. Nothing unusual there. Your body was built for this. Then another important hormone arrives. It's called insulin. Insulin's job is to move sugar out of your bloodstream and into your cells, where it can be used for energy. Think of insulin as a traffic officer. Cars are piling onto the highway. Insulin steps into the middle of the road, blows the whistle, and starts directing traffic. Take this sugar to the muscles. Send some to the liver. Keep everything moving. While insulin is busy clearing that sugar, your fat cells quietly stay closed. Not forever, just for now. Your body has an incredibly logical rule. Use the incoming fuel first. Save the stored fuel for later. Now imagine breakfast is mostly refined carbohydrates with very little protein. Sugar arrives quickly. Insulin works hard. A little while later, blood sugar begins to fall again. And suddenly, you're hungry. Not because your body failed you, because the ride happened so quickly. Inside the meeting, another vote: protect stored fat. So what's the better signal? You don't have to fear carbohydrates. Instead, slow the ride down. Build your breakfast around protein first. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or whatever high-protein option fits your lifestyle. Protein slows digestion, keeps you satisfied longer, and gives insulin a much steadier job to do. One small change, one completely different signal. 4 votes are now on the board. And the next signal doesn't happen while you're eating. It happens immediately after. So, you finish breakfast. Then what? Most people sit at a desk, in a car, on the couch. Nothing seems wrong with that. But inside your body, something fascinating is happening. Remember the sugar that just entered your bloodstream. Your muscles are one of the biggest places that can use it. But muscles love one thing: movement. The moment you start walking, even gently, your muscles begin pulling sugar out of your bloodstream to use as fuel. Think of them like giant sponges. With every step, they soak up a little more. That means insulin doesn't have to work quite as hard. The traffic clears faster, and your body returns to normal more smoothly. Inside the meeting room, something incredible finally happens. For the first time today, a different vote appears: burn stored fat. Just a 10 to 15-minute walk after breakfast can completely change the message your body receives. 5 signals down, but the last 2 are really just different pieces of the same puzzle. And together, they're often the deciding vote. We've watched your body cast 5 votes already. Now comes the 6th, and this one surprises a lot of people, because it isn't about what you eat. It's about when you eat. Let's shrink back inside one last time. While you were asleep, something important was happening. Hour by hour, your body wasn't taking in any new food. That gave your insulin time to gradually fall back to its usual resting level. Remember insulin? The hormone that helps move sugar out of your bloodstream. When there's less insulin around, your body has more freedom to tap into stored fat for energy. Think of it like this. Imagine your body has 2 fuel tanks. One holds the food you just ate. The other holds stored body fat. During the night, the first tank slowly empties. So your body quietly reaches toward the second one. Not because anything magical happened, but because that's the fuel that's available. Now imagine you wake up and immediately eat breakfast. The first fuel tank fills right back up. Your body naturally goes back to using that fresh fuel first. That's why some people choose to wait a little before their first meal, if it suits their health, lifestyle, and nutritional needs. Not because breakfast is bad, and not because everyone should do it, but because giving your body a little more time before introducing new fuel may give it a longer opportunity to use stored energy. If you wake up hungry, eat. If delaying breakfast doesn't feel right for you, that's okay too. The goal isn't to force your body into a rigid schedule. The goal is to understand the signal you're sending. Inside the meeting room, the board doesn't immediately flip, but one member quietly raises a hand. We're beginning to use stored fuel. For the first time, the room starts leaning toward burn fat, but there's still one final signal left. And it might be the most powerful of them all. Imagine this morning. Your alarm goes off. You grab your phone. Bad news. You rush to get ready. Coffee on an empty stomach. Traffic. Deadlines. Notifications. You're already running late. Nothing dramatic happened. No lion is chasing you. No real emergency exists. But inside your body, it feels like one long chain of alarms. Let's step back into the meeting room. Cortisol walks in again. This time, not as a gentle alarm clock, but as someone saying, "We're still on high alert." One signal wasn't enough to change the vote. Neither were two. But stacked together, they create a completely different story. Your body isn't counting habits. It's reading the pattern. Safe or unsafe. Calm or stressful. Spend energy or save it. That's why one stressful morning rarely changes your body. But repeating the same signals, day after day, week after week, can gradually shape how your body responds. Inside the meeting room, the final vote is cast. And today's decision is made. Now, let's rewind. Same woman. Same body. Same metabolism. Same hormones. But a completely different morning. The alarm rings. The phone stays on the nightstand. Inside the meeting, the first vote changes. Burn fat. She drinks a large glass of water. Her cells finally get the hydration they've been waiting for. Another vote changes. Burn fat. She steps outside. Morning sunlight reaches her eyes. Her internal clock smiles. The orchestra begins playing in perfect rhythm. Another vote. Burn fat. She takes a short walk. Her muscles wake up. They begin pulling sugar out of the bloodstream, making insulin's job easier. Another vote. Burn fat. Breakfast comes later. This time it's built around protein, with fiber and healthy fats to keep her satisfied. Her blood sugar rises more steadily. Insulin calmly directs traffic instead of rushing to clear a flood. Another vote. Burn fat. The meeting room grows quiet. The board is no longer filled with warnings. Instead, almost every signal says the same thing. We're safe. And when your body feels safe, it's much more willing to spend the energy it has been storing. Here's what I hope you remember after this video. Your body isn't trying to make losing fat difficult. It isn't stubborn. It isn't working against you. Every morning, it's simply listening. Listening to the signals you send. Some tell it to protect. Others give it permission to spend. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. You don't have to chase perfect routines. Sometimes, changing just one morning signal is enough to start changing the conversation happening inside your body. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, before you pour your coffee, before your first bite of breakfast, remember this. A meeting is already taking place inside you. And every small choice casts a vote. The question is, what will your body vote for tomorrow?